Polly went to Birmingham, and she never came back. She got into a bad habit of taking acid at the weekends. When she lost her job, she discovered that every day is actually the weekend. It's just a matter of perspective. But nobody talked about this in the mainstream media. It took just 2.5 months of unemployment for Polly to lose her mind. She was found in Superdrug, running around, naked from the waist down, screaming to the pharmacist behind the counter, yelling, "Your drugs are not super. Your drugs are not super." She was apprehended by a couple of police officers and the next day was sent to the third best psychiatric hospital in the Black Country. She made friends with one of the cooks there, a middle-aged woman from Grenfell. She was called Betty and she always smiled and was always polite and cheerful. "Alright then, duck," Betty would say as Polly moved slowly up to the counter. Betty would check the meal plan and Polly would quickly wipe at her eyes in case the tears had started to build up again. "Right then, duck," Betty would say. Polly would smile sincerely. She liked being called Duck. It was about the only thing in the world that made any sense to her. She'd been wanting to make a joke with Betty for some time. "Do you call me Duck 'cause I'm absolutely quackers?" But when it came to it, Polly could never find the confidence to say it out loud. She used her powers of telepathy instead, and she was sure that Betty received the message. "Pasta and meatballs today," Betty said as she grabbed a dish and a ladle. "I know it's not Monster Munch, but it's very tasty all the same." Polly smiled again. During her first week at the hospital, Polly refused to eat anything but Monster Munch. When she learned that the hospital weren't going to provide this for her, she began to eat Betty's food instead. The meatballs looked good as Betty slopped them onto a pile of pale pasta. They looked soft, juicy. When Betty passed the bowl to Polly, Polly was going to say thank you, but she decided to use telepathy instead. She could be more personal that way. "Thank you, Betty. I really appreciate your food, and I really appreciate you. You have wonderful, kind eyes, Betty. And you are my best friend in the whole world." Polly ate her dinner alone. The other patients in the hospital frightened her for various reasons. Ian was too loud. Gabby was too quiet. Hannah moved around too much. Brian didn't move at all. When she finished her dinner, Polly went to her room. She sat on her bed and watched the spiders, the thousands and thousands of spiders that charged up and down the wall. Polly didn't like the spiders on the wall. She didn't like the snakes under her bed either, or the demons that lived in the sun. But despite all this, Polly was happy. She knew that God was a cartoon creature on the back of a packet of Monster Munch. And she knew that God loved her. And she knew that God loved everybody. And she knew that God was going to give everyone a second chance. And she knew that she would get her second chance soon as the spiders had all washed away, and the snakes had all slithered on home, and the demons in the sun had all fallen asleep.